Welcome back to County Critters. With top animal control cop Joe Botello, I'm Randy Swallow. Shiloh is a Hebrew word that translates to a place of peace, and that pretty much describes the Shiloh Horse Rescue and Sanctuary. Shiloh is located about 30 miles south of Las Vegas and is run by a daughter-mother team, Jill Curtis and Sally Vandenberg. And for the dozens of horses who call Shiloh home, it's truly a small slice of heaven. And just less than an hour away from town, we're out here in the beautiful town of Sandy Valley at the Shiloh Horse Rescue. Jill Curtis is the founder of Shiloh. You've been running this place for about 6 years. How did you first decide to start Shiloh?
I used to compete and train horses, and then when I moved here, I just had a horse for fun. And one day I was researching about horse rescues and things like that to maybe get involved, and I learned about horse slaughter, and I was horrified. So I decided that night that I would start a horse rescue. We started with one horse, and in the last 5 years, we've rescued almost 500. So we're primarily a slaughter rescue. We go to auctions and outbid the killers for the slaughterhouses and bring the horses here and rehab them and try to place them into new homes if we can. That is our main goal, because to me that's just awful, and we try to save as many as we can from auctions. Sometimes we'll go and we'll get 10 horses at a slaughter auction, and you can buy them from anywhere from $25 to, we've bought them for $8, $7.
Jill, you've touched on the auctions and some of the horse slaughters and things like that. What are these horse auctions, and why do people slaughter horses? And I understand there's also a lot of federal problems, or you're working at the federal level trying to change laws and enact laws.
Yes, horses are being slaughtered for human consumption overseas. They're not used for dog food anymore. We don't eat horse meat in this country, but the horses are slaughtered and the meat is shipped overseas to Asia, Japan, Italy, France, Belgium. We don't eat the horse meat here, and if they want to eat it in their country, great, but they don't have to eat our horses. You know, even a couple years ago, Ferdinand, who won the Kentucky Derby in the 80s and was the horse of the year 2 years in a row, he was slaughtered in Japan and eaten, and he earned over $4 million for his owners. I mean, I certainly think that horse deserved the right to a retirement. He made somebody rich. So it's horses of all ages, of all levels, all types of horses that are being slaughtered.
I don't think that people know how much work goes into owning a horse.
Yeah. Horses are luxury items. They really are. The first thing when you have financial problems, the first thing that usually is the first thing to go is your horse, because they are very expensive. You know, they can cost $300 a month, and that's without having a major health problem or colic or something like that. So we try to educate people here. We try to encourage people that are interested in adopting a horse but have not had a horse before to come out here and volunteer and really kind of get to know what is involved with having a horse. And we have a lot of people that are first-time horse owners that have adopted from us, and they volunteered for a couple weeks here, a couple months here, and they keep their horses here, and now they help us run the place. So coming out to a rescue is a really good way to learn exactly what horse ownership entails.
Well, Jill, it looks like some of your friends are talking to us, and they want to be on camera, so you're going to show us in your barn here?
Let's go. Everyone's in showbiz. So
all right.
Come on. This is our barn.
Jill, what about tumbleweed?
Tumbleweed was found on the side of the road about a mile from here about 2 weeks ago. She's emaciated, obviously, and really we're just trying to give her some time, quality of life. We had her checked by our vet yesterday, and her chest cavity is filled with fluids. We think maybe a cancer or something like that. So there's really nothing we can do for her but keep her comfortable, and she has a quality of life now. She has a barn stall to live in, and then she wanders freely during the day when we're here, so she could be out in the sun and gets all the food and care and grooming that she needs. And when it's time, we'll euthanize her here and with people around her.
So the hospice, that's part of also what you do also,
yes,
Jill?
it is. We get a lot of horses in that are sick, injured, things like that. You want to walk out and I'll show you some more of the horses?
Sounds good.
Okay.
Jill, now these guys all seem pretty happy, pretty healthy. Why are these ones over here?
Some of these horses, they're just in turnout. The horses that live in these smaller corrals are turned out every day. One of our main goals here at Shiloh is to kind of keep it natural with the horses, which is why most of our horses are out in pasture, which is a more natural environment for them emotionally and physically. These horses are in some of the Mare Motel or the hospice area for certain reasons, to gain weight. They're being worked to be evaluated for adoption. but we don't like horses to stand around in small pens. So you can see these horses here are playing, those two geldings, and that's how horses play, which is always a very good sign. And you'll notice we also have a lot of wandering horses. Another thing is quality of life is really important to us. Some of our horses that are crippled, or we don't feel that they're a little bit too fragile to be out in pasture with some of the other horses, so we let them wander freely. We've got 40 acres and it's all fenced.
I've seen that in a lot of instances you're putting horses together, socializing them, make sure they get along.
Yeah. We just opened up a new pasture today, so we have to try to balance who fits with who and make sure everyone is happy and no one gets pushed off their food or picked on. So, we like horses to interact with each other, and they do their little horse fights and things like that, but we want to make sure that no one's getting hurt and everyone's getting all the food they need.
Jill, like so many folks in animal rescue, you're a nonprofit 501c3, of course, and there's a lot of people around here. You have a lot of a strong volunteer effort.
We do. Yes, we have quite a few volunteers. Probably 50 regular volunteers that come out on a regular basis. Some come out a couple times a week. Some come out maybe a couple times a month. But we always have a lot of people out here. We encourage people to come out. We encourage visitors to come and bring carrots and apples and just wander around. We have a lot of school groups and things that come out.
I think the citizens of Clark County really need to know, and we have to extend a note of thanks to you, because as a rescue organization, you've helped in so many cases where people had horses and that needed some care or somewhere for them to go, they couldn't care for them, and we'd like to say thank you. I know that that's a big part of your effort.
Thanks. We do really want to help the horses in our community. We feel it's kind of a responsibility for us. Just to go to slaughter auctions is one thing that it was one of our main focuses, but it's hard to not help horses in our own community. We love living in Las Vegas, and we love Southern Nevada.
Jill, you started about 6 years ago, and you showed us your one horse. Could you ever have imagined you've gotten as big as you have? I mean, could you envision undertaking such an enormous thing?
No, it really grew on its own. It kind of fit a need, and it's really been wonderful. It's really a lot of work. It's hard work. It's kind of become my life. Which I like, because that's my passion is horses, and I really couldn't have envisioned it. No, I couldn't envision having 40 acres, and it's kind of, what's really nice is we've met so many wonderful people that have become volunteers and big supporters, and people that maybe had some problems in their life as well, and they come out, and I hear from people all the time, just to be able to come out here and be out with the animals and do our thing, and they feel like their life's improved as well, which I think is nice too. I know ours has, so. Here comes Charlie.
Going through the Mare Motel here now. What else are you going to show us, Jill?
Every little section has a name. This is the Mare Motel section. These horses a lot of these are in here being treated for wounds, doing daily wound care, or gaining weight. This little guy here, Domingo, this little pony here, was just gelded yesterday. He's not feeling very good today, but it's for his own good. So he'll be looking for a home soon. And this pen out here is our gummy pen. These horses are all in their 30s, and they have to eat special formulated feed. They kind of eat hay only for fun. So these guys are all out there together. And we do have a program called the Feed Fairy program, and you can find out about it on our website. And $10 buys a bag of feed, and a lot of it goes to horses like the gummy horses and Vacation Village and assisted living horses who get fed bags of formulated feed every day.
I don't think that the people really understand the miracle that they're looking at here. 30-plus-year-old horses, 90-year-old people in this kind of good condition, and it's basically because you're better feeding.
Yes. Once they get to a certain age, they have to have the extra feed. There are some horses that there's always, just like people, some keep weight, easier than others.
So besides donating money or volunteering time, what else could somebody do?
People can sponsor a horse, and each horse has a web page on our website, and it has photos and kind of a description about the horse, and they've got a link right there to sponsor, and it's $100 for a month or $25 a week.